Usually, some of the best roller coasters focus on the first drop and other elements early on in the ride, usually consisting of fast-paced speed hills or even towering inversions that really make for a great start to the ride experience. But then we have some more rare cases where the best part of a coaster is the ending, and when this does happen, it really surprises you and is the main thing that you think about when you hit the brake run. So that's why in this video, I will be counting down my top 5 favorite roller coaster finales. The way that this will work is I will pick some elements that I believe to be considered the finale of a certain coaster, and then I will rank them mostly on how good they are, but also a little bit on how they compare to the rest of the ride. But first, I want to give 2 honorable mentions to Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point and Ride of Steel at Darien Lake. Both of these coasters have really good finales. I just couldn't quite put them in the top 5 in my opinion. Starting out at number 5 is Storm Runner at Hershey Park. I would say that from the Flying Snake Dive to the brake run is the finale. Even if this finale is pretty short, it is still very good. You really only have 2 to 3 elements before this, which means that you still carry a lot of speed into the Flying Snake Dive, which is pretty much a step up, giving strong ejector airtime into a fast Heartline roll, which has some very similar visuals to Skyrocket 2, but at a much higher speed. Then there is a very snappy downward corkscrew type element that goes right into one final twist, which leads into the final brake run. This is a really good finale that really proves that this coaster is not just about the launch. At the number 4 spot is Maverick at Cedar Point. For a while, this coaster had been slowly slipping down in my rankings, to the point that it was barely even in my top 20 anymore. But as I was making this video, I realized that it was way too low and definitely deserved a spot on this list for the finale, which I think is the first Stengel dive to the brake run. This is another fast-paced Intamin finale, but I think it takes it a step further than Storm Runner because it has even more low to the ground and snappy elements, with the first Stengel dive under the drop, which has some really good laterals. But then there's an insanely snappy second Stengel dive that might be the best element on the entire coaster with its laterals and ejector airtime. Then you end with a sustained ejector speed hill into the brakes. Number 3 is Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. I know that everyone talks about the second drop down the ravine, but I think that the Bunny Hill finale is much better. It starts with 2 consecutive hills giving strong and sustained ejector airtime. And then it has a double down with one of the most rapid changes from negative Gs to positive Gs and then back to negative Gs. Then there are a few more good hills right into the brake run. I have no idea how they pulled off elements like this that are so intense with such an unrestricted lap bar, but I am not complaining at all. At the number 2 spot is Wildcats Revenge at Hershey Park. This coaster definitely has a pretty unconventional finale compared to many other RMCs, but that does not make it bad at all. It starts with a very powerful 0G roll where in the front, there's this really strong lateral jolt that slams you right to the side of the train for the entire element. Then there's an overbank turn that leads into a much more floaty 0G roll with some good hang time. Then there's another little sideways lateral turn, which is followed by 2 of the strongest airtime moments I've ever experienced. The first one especially feels like it should be illegal for how strong it is, and the second one is mixed with really strong laterals. And even though Wildcats Revenge might be my number 1 coaster overall, it still doesn't have my favorite finale. That would go to Phoenix at Knoebels, and if you've ridden this coaster, then you know exactly why it's in this spot. Phoenix is known for having some really good airtime, especially for having very unrestricted buzz bar restraints, which rest about a foot above your lap. But unlike most coasters with buzz bars, Phoenix doesn't have any seatbelts. This means that you go flying on every airtime moment. It's known for having great elements like the double up and double down, but even more importantly, the finale. It has 4 back-to-back bunny hills that all launch you out of your seat in different ways. Some of them are sustained, some of them have one quick moment, and one of them even has 2 different kinks that launch you out of your seat twice. There really wasn't any better way to finish off a coaster like this. So those are my top 5 roller coaster finales that I've experienced. Comment down below what your favorite coaster finales are, and if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.
Crack it.